Welcome into the Indian River Sharks Dynasty. Today we're taking on UConn, and for the first time ever, I want to welcome you to Shivers Stadium, home of the Indian River Sharks, as we're going to open up on offense, as we have Benjamin on the return here, and he's going to actually take this one back. It's a very short one. We're ending up just shy of the 20. We're in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, and our starting quarterback is going to be Tajani Carter. He's just 5'9", 205. He's a short guy, but he has a lot of speed. He's your typical FCS quarterback. We're going to have to see if he's able to succeed in his move up to the FBS. But for now, we're going to keep it on the ground here as we're going to give our second straight carry to running back Ulrich Harris. He's a senior, but honestly, he didn't have a lot of success there, so it's going to bring up third down and 8 here for Tajani Gardner. And he just barely gets that pass away, and it was nearly picked off of that short little throw as we're going to punt this one on fourth down, and we shank that kick. That's pretty bad, and it's going to put our defense in terrible position. This team has a long way to go. As you've seen, they're just in the 50s overall. So we have a lot of work to do with this team, and our defense is going to be at a severe disadvantage here against UConn today as they open up on the ground, and look at all this space they have going down the sideline. We finally knock him out of bounds. That's CC McKenzie getting him out. He's a starting corner for us. Now they're going to look to pass, and that's going to be a sack right there by Harrison Saturday. He's one of our pass rushing defensive tackles. That's a big play as it brings up 2nd and 16. They go back to their ground game, and that's number 26, Marquise Winger, getting the tackle on that play as it's going to bring up a 3rd and very long. They're looking to pass. They just check it down, and we get him out of bounds, just barely, bringing up a 4th down and 7. They're going to attempt this field goal, and it's going to hit the upright and completely bounce out. No good. UConn misses their opportunity, and that gives our offense a chance to answer as we're looking to pass with Gardner, and he just completely misses that one. Now on 2nd down, we're going to go back to our ground game, and Ulrich Harris is just bottled up. So 3rd and 10, we got to pass out of this. Gardner, having no pressure, actually throws that, and I mean, that was pretty terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. That's going to bring up a 4th down and give UConn the ball back as they open up on the ground. We're going to get a tackle with number 5, Garrion Thompson, and he will be our starting free safety in this series as they return to the ground game on 2nd down and get a 1st down there. I mean, you can tell we're going to be overwhelmed in the trenches as they return to the ground, and once again, it's another 1st down. That was number 20, Elijah Lockridge, and he's going to be our starting nickel corner in this series, making the tackle as on 2nd down, that tackle is going to be broken, and UConn's going to get another 1st down. They return to the ground, and that's going to be Saturday making the play, bottling them up, forcing a 2nd and long, but they just run it again, and they get another 1st down, and this is going to turn into a big play until Marquise Winger gets over there and brings him down, but that's going to put him inside of the 20-yard line as they return to the ground, and they do find a little bit of space, but number 30, Antoine Keys, is there to make the tackle. He's a starting linebacker for us as they return to the ground once again, and that's our Mike linebacker, number 0, Cole Miller Jr., there to make the tackle, bringing up a 3rd and 8, but we leave the tight end wide open. We get him down with Marquise Winger just before the goal line, but as you can see, we lost Logan to injury. He's one of our starting defensive tackles, and he is the best defensive tackle on our team. On 1st and goal, we are going to bottle him up, but Cole Miller Jr. got shaken up. He's going to return to this game eventually, but he's going to be pulled for a while because he is really worn down due to wear and tear. And in this game, you're really going to have to watch that. On 2nd and goal, they feed it to their running back, and he's going to go in. Touchdown, Huskies. They are going to take the 7-0 advantage in this game. We've got to do better than that. Hopefully our defense can get it figured out, but first, let's see if our offense can answer. Ulrich Harris is actually going to find some space and pick up 7 on that play. On 2nd down, we're going to use a little bit of motion, and we're going to go to our backup running back here, Isaac Galloway, and that's going to be a nice carry for the 1st down. He's going to be an important back in this series because as we get Ulrich Harris some rest, he will fill in for him quite a bit. So we had to punt the ball back to the Huskies, and it's already 3rd and 6. They're going for the 1st down. We are there, and that's going to be a nice tackle by number 28, Javondre May. But back on offense here on 1st down, we're going to go underneath. That's going to be a nice pickup by number 19, Kwanzaa Dillard Norris. He's a young receiver for us that will get a lot of playing time out of the slot. As the first quarter's winding down here, we're going to throw it to DJ Dash. He's a guy that's only 5'5" that we're expecting big plays out of from our receiving core. Taking a look at the stats here for the first quarter, we didn't really do much, but we were actually able to run the ball a little bit, which is nice to see. But as we open up the 2nd quarter here, it's going to be 3rd and 6, and Tajani Gardner's going to take off and get that 1st down. That was a huge carry and exactly what we need him to do. He's just 4-9 passing so far in this one, so his rushing will be important as it's going to be 3rd and 6, and pressure's in there, and he fumbles the ball. We get on top of it, but we're completely out of field goal range, so the ball goes back to the Huskies. They're going to have a chance to extend their lead, and that's going to be a big play as he gets knocked out of bounds there, up past the 40-yard line, and they're going to throw it quick again on 1st down and find another big play. That's May getting over there to make the tackle, but now our defense has a chance to get off the field on 3rd and 9. We're getting a little pressure, corner, but it came just too late as that pass is completed in front of CC McKenzie. Here on second down, it looks like the Huskies are again looking to pass on a dig, and that's going to be completed in front of CC McKenzie once again. 2nd and 5 here. They're looking to pass, and they're not going to quite get that first down. They've got a 3rd and 1 from about the 3-yard line. They hand it off, and he fights into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown. Cam Edwards absolutely destroyed us on that drive as the Huskies extend their lead up to 14-0. Now the Sharks are trying to answer, and we find LeVar Dodge on a screen, our top receiver, and that's a huge play across the 50 down to the 45-yard line. That's exactly what we needed to get this offense going. Looking to pass again to Johnny Gardner, feeling pressure. Hey, he gets that pass out there to DJ Dash. It wasn't pretty, but it is a first down, and we just might be in field goal range now. But it's already 3rd down and 7 here for Tajani Gardner. He has a little bit of time in the pocket. He's going to take a shot, and that's just not a great pass, honestly. There is a flag, though. It looks like it might be on the Sharks, so that could put us in pretty bad position as they're going to call holding, and luckily they decide to decline it, and we're going to have to try a 42-yard field goal, and it's going to go wide left. We miss the kick and miss our opportunity at points. So the Huskies with 3.5 minutes left in the half are going to go down on a sack. That's Harrison Saturday getting through there, bringing up a 2nd and 17, but they get it all back on the very next play. That'll force us into a 3rd and inches where we're going to need to stop as they go on the ground, and that's number 30, Antoine Keys, making the tackle, getting the ball back to our offense with a 2-minute drill as Tajani Gardner's looking to pass. He's going to go underneath and get that first down to number 3, Cordell Reynolds on 3rd down. Now it's 2nd and 10, minute 37 left in the half. We go on the ground to Benjamin. He's going to cut, get some space, and get us a first down. That's a great run and really keeps this drive going as we're going to get Tajani Gardner on the move, and he's going to fire that one into double coverage, and that was a terrible pass that really could have been intercepted. Bringing up a 2nd and 10 here. Gardner looking to get aggressive, and he had his man wide open. That was Benjamin out of the backfield. We should have had that one, but we stay aggressive on 3rd down, and we're going to go underneath, and we get the first down to LeVar Dodge, keeping this drive alive. 48 seconds left in the half. We go back to the ground game. That Aquan Benjamin getting 8. We're going to have to hurry to the line here. We should have probably used a timeout there, but 23 seconds left in the half. Gardner looking to pass. We have a guy open, and he nearly throws a pick. He tried to lead him upfield instead of stopping him. That'll force a 3rd and 2 with 18 seconds. We go underneath to Kwanzaa Dillard Norris, and we get that first down, and we will call a timeout there with 15 seconds left. 1st and 10. Gardner into coverage. We'll pick up a few yards. Call another timeout, leaving 10 seconds left. We got to be smart here with the ball. Gardner takes a sack. We can't afford that. It's going to be 3rd and 18. 5 seconds left in the half. We're just going to have to try to chuck it into the end zone. The pass is up, and we're going to come down with it. That's going to be a touchdown. What a play by Zyrus Smith Jr. We haven't talked about him, but that is a huge one right there to make this a 7-point ball game as we're getting ready to head into halftime. Cam Edwards has been a nightmare for us, and if our defense can't stop him, we're not going to have any shot of winning this game. The biggest issue we're going to have is the Huskies open up the second half with the ball, and they're going to take a deep shot, and CC McKenzie gets burned, and they're already across the 50-yard line. On 3rd and 1 here, they're going to pull it with their quarterback instead of going to Cam Edwards, and we were not prepared for that, as that's going to be Lockridge missing the tackle. Luckily, we get him down with Quan Harvey, our top corner. Here on 1st down, the Huskies are going to find space again and get another first down. They decide to go to the RPO here. They throw a quick pass out there, and it's going to be 2nd and 3 from the 5-yard line. It's looking like we're going to have to fight back in this game as their quarterback takes a hit and just barely gets that pass away, forcing a 3rd down and 3, and they go to Cam Edwards, and he's going to get there just barely. Bring it up 1st and goal, and then on the next play, he's just going to go ahead, punch it in, give the Huskies the 21-7 advantage here in the 3rd quarter. Our offense needs to get it going if we're going to win this game. Honestly, I've been pretty impressed with our defense. We've given up just 21 points against the Huskies, so I'm not going to complain about that as Urich Harris gets a carry, picks up 6, bringing up a 3rd down and 3 here. We're going to use a little bit of motion, and we're going to go to the play action game instead of running it. Tajani Gardner has a receiver open. That's Reynolds coming back for the reception there and getting the first down as we're going to throw a screen out there to Dillard Norris, and he's going to find all sorts of space. He's across the 50, down to the 40, stiff arming down to the 35-yard line. He's been really impressive for us, man. He has 5 catches for 55 yards, but it's already 3rd and 10, and we need to convert. and we throw it into coverage. We tried to force the ball back to him. Luckily, he makes the tackle, but the Huskies are going to take over, and this is going to be their chance to pull away in this ball game. Tajani Gardner just made a big mistake on that one. It would have been a long-range field goal, but I'd have rather tried that than throw a pick. As on 1st and 10, they're just going to pass it out there to Cam Edwards, and he breaks 2 tackles and makes a huge play. He actually broke a 3rd one before going down at the 36-yard line. On 1st down, they're just going to check it down underneath, and they're going to convert once again as they split our defense on a little drag route. Looks like on 1st and 10, they're going to get aggressive and keep passing here. CC McKenzie gets beaten on a dig, and that's going to be a 1st down for the Huskies. They're inside of the 20-yard line now as we're going to get pressure, but not in time. Cam Edwards makes the reception, and he'll go down inside of the 3 with a 1st and goal. And once again, they're just going to hand it off to him, but that time he can't go nowhere. That's number 7, Gilberto Benjamin, making the play on 2nd and goal. We're going to get to him and get a sack. Huge play there by number 10, Jimmy Berry, as he's going to bust through and get his first career sack from the linebacker position. 3rd and goal, they just give up and hand it off. We'll take that. However, Elijah Lockridge gets shaken up, our starting slot corner. He's also a kick returner for us. But on 4th down, they're going to nail this field goal, and the Huskies are going to extend their lead up even further. As you can see, Lockridge will be able to return to the game. We're going to rest him, though, until he's ready to come back. We're going to open up this drive by going to the ground game, and Urich Harris is going to spin and get a nice run. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2 here. Right back to Harris, and he's going to convert and keep this drive marching. So far, our ground game's looking pretty good in this one as we go to a screen and we throw a pick. That's going to end this ball game, I think. We're down 31-7. Our offense simply has not been good enough to be able to survive a pick 6. But 45 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. We're just going to chuck it down underneath, get a big play. That's Reynolds getting us the 1st down. That will be the end of the 3rd quarter, though, as the Huskies have played really well, and quarterback Joe Fagano has been good. I think Cam Edwards has been the star of the show, though. Opening up the 4th quarter on a 3rd and 1. We go to Urich Harris, and I don't think he got there. That's going to bring up a 4th and 1 that we have to go for it. Why not go right back to Urich Harris? I think we had a shot last time, and this time he will fight and get that 1st down. But it's already 3rd down and 6. We need a conversion here. We go to Harris on a little pass. He cuts back, and that's a nice play. He is down inside of the 35-yard line. It's already 3rd down and 10 again, though, so we're going to need to convert through the air, and we throw another pick. We were targeting Kwanzaa Dillard Norris, and it just didn't work out. That's your ball game. We're going to show off the rest of this quickly as Cam Edwards is going to walk in and get another touchdown for the Huskies. You can see Logan got shaken up on that play once again. Your final is going to be 38-7 in this ballgame, and Cam Edwards was the star of the show for the Huskies, man. He is somebody that I hope I never have to see again. He was incredible. We just couldn't stop him, and you know what? Our defensive line could not compete against the Huskies' offensive line in this game. Overall, though, we actually did pretty good passing the ball. I think I'm pretty impressed with how this went. I felt comfortable, and I do think we're going to be able to succeed a little bit with this offense. We just got to cut them turnovers down, and a lot of them came late when I was trying to get back into the game. So if we can play a little bit more controlled, I think we'll be slightly better. Now, we weren't very good when it came to actually our yards per carry on the ground, but I do think that we have a pretty good base and we're able to make bigger plays. I did have to get used to not hitting R2 for extra boost. You know, I get impatient sometimes, and that's something I got to get better at. Looking at our defense, Barry and Winger led us in tackles. Winger had 14, Barry had 12. That's really impressive. We had 3 TFLs from Barry, 2 from Saturday, which both of Saturday's ended up being sacks, and one of Barry's was also a sack. Of course, we didn't get any interceptions. We did have a pass deflection from CC McKenzie, but he got beat quite a bit, honestly. So hopefully he does a little bit better. Coming out of that, we're going to see a lot of player of the weeks this year. Barry ends up getting it for defense, and Kwanzaa Dillard Norris ends up getting it for our offense. But we're going to see a lot of them since we're independents this year. Keenan Mills is a 4-star quarterback we're going after. He's a pocket passer out of Jacksonville, Florida. Nobody's going after him, so we definitely want to try to get him. Next up's Randy Scruggs, a 4-star receiver out of Indiana. He has nobody going after him, so we're going to target him as well. And then we have 4-star wide receiver Tavon Amizi that we're hoping to bring in. Nobody's going after him. At center, we got Mateo Galdonado, a 4-star, nobody's going after. And then at edge, we got Amani Nagy, who's a 4-star we're going after. After that, it's a bunch of other guys. We want Javier Eddy at quarterback. We're looking to get a tackle in Amani Akinludon, if I'm saying that right. At safety, we have Lonnie Biggs. And then at quarterback, he's kind of our secondary option. That's DeAndre Courtney. Then we have an athlete who's an edge rusher, and Damian Hooks. That's a 3-star. And then center Alex Willikes, who's a 3-star. We're throwing a little points at. Next up, we're going to be taking on the Florida Gators, and this is going to be an ugly matchup. But being a rival of ours, we need to take them welcome on here in year one, as we're going to head to the swamp and let's watch this Florida Gator walk out in the best stadium in all of college football. Welcome to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, home of the Florida Gators, affectionately known as the Swamp. This right here is my favorite team, and I can't wait to watch our Sharks take them down for the first time, even if I highly doubt it'll come today, as we're going to open up on defense as we kick it away to the Gators. This game here will likely be a little bit quicker than our last one because I do not expect it to be very close at all. Coach Quincy Kongbo is on the road for the first time in his career, and he's got to face quarterback DJ Lagway. Let's just say that's not going to be a fun matchup. He is fantastic. He's going to open up the day, though, by handing it off, and we are going to stuff that one up, bringing up a third down and 9 now. They didn't do anything on second down. Lagway checks it down underneath, and that's going to be a wide open completion that turns into a huge play out to the 49-yard line. Back to the ground game. Jaden Baugh getting the carry here. He's going to get the edge. He makes a man miss. He completely juked this out of our socks, but he didn't get the first down. However, they're going to go to an RPO and convert right there. That's an easy completion for Lagway to his top receiver, Eugene Wilson III. On second down, he finds another quick slant to J. Michael Sturdivant for a first down. Actually ended up short, so it's 2nd and 2, and they cannot convert there, as that's a great tackle, forcing a 3rd down and 1. Baugh is going to get the first down, though, as we just missed with Logan. We had a chance, but he went the wrong way. They're going to go right back to their ground game, though, and this time we're going to bottle him up. Nice tackle there by Elijah Lockridge, forcing a 2nd down. However, they go right back to Baugh, and he's just going to throw Kerryon Thompson to the ground and nearly convert that, but it is going to be 3rd down, so we have a chance. Baugh's just going to fight, though, and make that a 1st and goal. That was a tough run. Let's see if our D-line can step up as they go to an RPO, and we're going to make the play. Kerryon Thompson hits him. He was the first one over there. 2nd and goal. We're there again. That's a nice tackle by number 18, Theo Ratliff. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal. They go quick, and that's going to be a touchdown. We couldn't hold him out. I expected Florida to score on this drive. I really don't even know if we're going to be able to stop them at all as they drill this extra point and make it a 7-0 ball game today. I'm not expecting much from this one, but hopefully Tajani Gardner does not have 3 interceptions in this game, and maybe he can play a little bit cleaner and a little bit smarter. As on 1st down, we're going to go to the ground game, and Ulrich Harris gets bottled up. I'm not expecting much out of him today, but we are going to keep trying to feature him, as we're just simply not strong enough to move these guys off the point. It's already 3rd down and long. We're forced to pass, and hopefully Garner does not get overwhelmed as he goes underneath. That's a great catch and a 1st down by Kwanzaa Dillard Norris. He's been a very important piece to our offense so far, and I think we're going to have to keep featuring him as he plays out of the slot. 1st and 10, we're going to go underneath on a tight end screen. You don't see that very often. That's big number 89, Quinn Gamble, getting the 1st down. As on 2nd down, we're going to run with Tajani Gardner, and he's going to break a tackle, get the 1st down, but he fumbles the ball. We are in deep trouble, man. If they're going to take this back to the house and they don't overturn this ball game's probably already over. I don't see us being able to come from a 14-0 hole playing in the swamp. This is one of the most miserable places to have to play, and they certainly didn't overturn it as that extra point's up and good. The Sharks really need a miracle here in this one, as Tajani Gardner's already cold. He has a fumble. He's been a little inconsistent, but Kwanzaa Dillard Norris has been really good for us. He picks up 6 there. 2nd down and 4. We're looking to pass. We got an open receiver, or so we thought. That was nearly intercepted, bringing up 3rd down. Gardner feeling no pressure in the pocket, moves just right and finds his man wide open. That's a big 1st down for LeVar Dodge, our top senior receiver and probably our best player on the entire team. So we're going to need him to keep it up if we want to pull off this upset. On 2nd down, we're going to fire and get a big 1st down. That was a nice high point catch right there by Zarius Smith Jr. as it's 2nd and 8. We have a little bit of pressure, and we're going to throw a pick. We made the wrong read. It should have been checked down underneath. You know, you force it, that's what's going to happen. Aiden Childs made the play. This Gators offense already has a chance to put us away here late in the 1st quarter, as DJ Lagway is going to fire that to J. Michael Sturdivant, and I don't think anybody's going to catch him. That was a tight window throw, and that ends up being a huge, long touchdown. I mean, we're already down 21-0. We know this game is not looking pretty here, but let's see if we can wake it up here. It's 3rd and 10 as we're going to go a little quicker. That one falls incomplete. We're already forced to punt it back to the Gators, and they're up past midfield on 3rd and 4. They're going to convert here, get the 1st down, and that actually turns into a pretty big play down inside of the 30 as they go to Jaden Baugh, who runs over a couple guys before eventually going down and gets that 1st down as the 1st quarter comes to an end. You can see we've been okay passing with 61 yards. Haven't been able to rush it all. The Gators have been all over our defenses. Lagway's on the move, and he fires another touchdown in there. It's 28-0 here early in the second quarter. This game's gone about how we expected it to go. We're just hoping that we don't make ourselves look foolish out here against the Gators as we find Ulrich Harris, and he's going to get a huge play here. As he juked out 3 Gators defenders, he crosses the 50, throws a stiff arm, and goes down at like the 42-yard line. That's the biggest play of the series, I think, so far, as we're going to run a toss to Ulrich Harris. He has some space, jukes inside. I mean, that's a pretty good run. He's looking like he might be able to compete in this game. But it is 3rd and 4 here, so we got to convert this with Tijani Gardner. He goes underneath, but the pass does not come out in time. We decide we're going to be aggressive here, try to go for the win, and we just miss an open Kwanzaa Dillard Norris. We should have had that first down there. The Gators have driven down the field, but DJ Lagway's going to throw a pick to Devondre May. That's a huge play by our linebacker, and, you know, we're probably not going to win it, but that's something that gives us hope. The thing is, we didn't get points, and we gave the ball back to the Gators, and here they go into the end zone once again as they head into halftime with a huge advantage over us. It's 35-0. Tony Livingston's been really good, and we're just going to go and show scores and stuff the rest of the way as DJ Lagway's going to find J. Michael Sturdivant here for another touchdown. This is going to become basically a highlight reel. As you can see, Tijani Gardner got shaken up, so Jatavian Graham's going to step into the game. We haven't had much success with him as DJ Lagway here in the third quarter is going to take a read option, and he's going to break 2 tackles before going into the end zone. Thompson and McKenzie both had the chance to get him down, but neither could. So now this hole has gotten even bigger. It's 49-0. Graham is in the game. He's going to take a sack and fumble the ball. Caleb Banks gets on top of it, the stud defensive tackle for the Gators, and that puts him in prime position to score again as DJ Lagway hands it to Jaden Baugh, and nobody's over there. Baugh's gone. That's going to be a touchdown. The Gators are going to extend this lead up even further. I mean, what are you going to do? It's 56-0 here as the fourth quarter's rolling around. We've been able to throw the ball a little bit, haven't really been able to run, and truthfully, haven't been able to do anything to stop the Gators. In the fourth quarter here, they're going to hit a field goal, make this a 59-0 ball game. Later on, with backups in the game, they're going to hand it off, and Jacoby Jackson goes in untouched, extending their lead up even further, and we end up dropping this one 66-0. Coach Quincy Kongbo's being polite here, and he's going over there and saying, hey, maybe we can get a few of your guys that want to leave. Let them know we're close by. Just come on over to the Sharks. We'd love to have you. This game just wasn't good. Our offense did okay. We had 245 yards, nothing to be proud of. But honestly, I was a little worried it was going to go worse than that. We only threw 1 pick, which actually impressed me quite a bit. I thought we were going to be much worse than that, if I'm being honest with you. Gardner wasn't bad. Jatavian Graham, I'll be honest, I'm not that impressed with him when he's out there on the field. He's just been very inconsistent. I think his accuracies are quite bad, and I just don't feel that comfortable when I'm using him. On the ground, we were really bottled up, which I expected. Galloway had a few carries in this game, and he actually played pretty good. We didn't really have a ton of success through the air, and our top receiver, Zarius Smith Jr., only had 52 yards receiving. Kwanzaa Dillard Norris had 6 catches, which is impressive. On defense, Marquise Winger had 10 tackles, 9 for CC McKenzie, 9 for Barry. I mean, I really can't complain about the way our defense played. We got blown out, don't get me wrong, didn't expect us to play well. But with the overmatched nature of this game, I think, you know, other than some really big plays, we did okay. We kind of made them fight their way down the field. We didn't give up as many big plays as I expected, as CC McKenzie is going to get Player of the Week before we take on FCS East, the Judicials. This is a game I fully expect us to win, and I do not want to see us dropping this one. I'll be very frustrated if we do. I think this is our easiest and maybe our only chance to get a victory on this season, but by no means will this be easy, as we are the same overall as the Judicials as we open up here on defense once again. They had a pretty solid return. Quincy Kongbo needs a better game plan in this one. We need our defense to step up. We need our offense to play well, and Tijani Gardner not to turn it over. The thing about Judicials is they run the triple option, which you see at Army and Navy. It's going to be an offense that's a little tricky to stop, but hopefully that means they won't pass much, and it'll help us stay in this game and maybe get a win as we dive and take ourselves out of the play there with CC McKenzie. That's on me, and we give up the edge, and he is gone. Nobody's able to get over there. That's a long touchdown for the Judicials. They're going to open this one up with a 7-0 advantage. We got to be smarter than that. Now on offense, we need Uric Harris to have a great day, but he's bottled up and loses 3 to begin the day. Hopefully that's not a bad omen for us, as in second down we find LeVar Dodge. That's going to make third down pretty manageable here. And even though I think it might be a bad idea, I see a good gap there, and we're going to run this one with Uric Harris, and he gets bottled up. I thought for sure we were going to have that. We had to punt the ball back to the Judicials, and their quarterback's going to run out of there, and he has all sorts of space before sliding down. That's a huge play here, as they're going to look to pass, get him on the move. He is a lefty. He has his man open. Are you kidding me? We missed that tackle, and we left him wide open. Quan Harvey just got beat there. I thought we had that, as on first down, their quarterback's going to go right up the middle and walk in for a touchdown. I mean, what are we doing? We're down 14-0 to an FCS school, and Uric Harris is getting blown up in the backfield. This has gone pretty poorly as we go out there to Kwanzaa Dillard Norris. That's a solid play, bringing up third down and 5. But if we don't get this first down, we're going to be in panic mode, as we do find Dillard Norris wide open for the first down. Thankfully, keeping this drive alive. As on second down, we go to Uric Harris, and he's going to find some space. I think if we made some sharper cuts, that could have went a little better, as we go to the read option game with Jatavian Graham in the game, and that's going to be a first down. Luckily, Tajani Gardner only missed that play, and he's back in the game here, looking to pass on 1st and 10. We have an open receiver. We'll take that check down. That's a few yards to Zira Smith, bringing up a third down and 3 here. On the move, taking a deep shot. We have him open. That's a huge play for a touchdown. That's Reynolds reaching across at the goal line, getting us in. Man, was that a close one. But we will take that big play. That's definitely our biggest passing play of the season. Cordell Reynolds really stepped up there, making this just a 7-point ball game. Now we need our defense to actually step up, and they open up this drive by not doing anything, and we completely missed the tackle once again with Kerryon Thompson, and now they are off to the races, and they're going to have a 21-7-point advantage here. I mean, what are we doing against the Judicials? We got to play better here. Let's see if our offense can stay hot, as Tajani Gardner is going to fire that. That's going to be caught by Quinn for the first down. We will take that. Nice play by the big tight end. Actually, they end up marking us a yard short there, which I did not expect, but it's okay. We get the first down. That's a nice catch here by number 10, Zira Smith Jr. on the sideline. I mean, he certainly came down with it, but it didn't matter, as it's already third down and 11, and we need to convert here, and we go underneath, and unfortunately, we couldn't get there with Galloway, and now we had to punt the ball back to the Judicials, and they have a chance of getting a 3-score lead on us here, especially as they break off a speed option on 3rd and 9 and get that first down out to the 40-yard line. We got to stop them, as that fullback pitch goes nowhere. They go backwards. That's a great tackle there by number 28, Javondre May, at the end of the first quarter. We've actually been really pounded by these guys so far, but it's going to be 3rd and 25, and they have nowhere to go, so we're going to get the ball back. We're right around midfield. We got basically 10 minutes left in this half. We got time here, as we're going to take a deep shot, load up, and go to LeVar Dodge, and he can't come down with it. That would have been a huge play and exactly what we needed, but on 4th and 5 here, we're going underneath, and we just misfire. So now the Judicials get the ball back once again. Maybe we didn't need to be so aggressive there. I don't know. But I trust our defenses. We're going to get a sack here. That's a big play from Antoine Keys. That's what we want to see keep happening, backing them up to a 3rd down and 17, and they're going to have to chuck it again, and down he goes. That's Antoine Keys with back-to-back plays, getting a sack, forcing that punt single-handedly, and getting our offense back the ball. But then we screw it up by throwing an interception on the RPO. We should not have thrown that bubble, and Tajani Gardner's got to be smarter about that, as that's going to be a 35-yard pick six, giving us a 21-point deficit against the Judicials. Now let's see if Tajani Gardner can lead us on a scoring drive, as he's going to chuck that one up there. That's Quinn Gamble finding all sorts of space. He could have crossed the 50, and if he had any sort of speed about him, that would have been an even bigger play. I think we probably left 20 yards on the field there. But we got backup running back Isaac Galloway in the game, and he's going to fumble the ball on a big hit. I swear, if it could go wrong, it's gone wrong today, as the quarterback's going to keep it again on his read option, and we just miss a tackle, and this might go for a touchdown. It's completely up to Quan Harvey to make the tackle, and luckily he does. It's 3rd down and 5, and they just run a straight QB draw right up the middle and get that first down. Bringing up 1st and goal. They hand it off, and we're gonna stuff them. Big play there by Antoine Keys getting that tackle. 2nd and goal here. They're just gonna throw it out, and we're gonna miss the tackle. That's our Mike linebacker missing that. We can't be doing that. We need Cole Miller Jr. to make that play. That's gonna result in another touchdown, and now we're down 35-7. Luckily, we get a big play here to start start our next drive. However, it won't matter because it's already 3rd down and 10, and Gardner's going to take a hit, and that one's nearly intercepted. That's going to force us to go for it as we're already down so much, as Gardner's going to fire, and he misses our tight end, Quinn Gamble. That's going to give the Judicials pretty good field position, already up 28 here in the first half, as they hand it off and find all sorts of space. That's a missed tackle by Thompson, giving up a few extra yards, but we got him to a 3rd and 11. We need a big play here, and that's what we finally get. That's going to be a nice sack there by Barry. That's what we're looking for. And it's about to be a 50-yard field goal from an FCS kicker that they drive through. And they're going to give themselves a 38-7 advantage with 2 minutes left in the first half. That's embarrassing. Now let's see if we can answer as we go to Zarius Smith to begin the drive and pick up 10. That'll bring us to the 2-minute timeout. We got to be smart. We need points. Quick RPO here. We're going to throw that one out there. That's LeVar Dodge finding all sorts of space, getting us out nearly to the 50. Good play, good drive starter, but it's 3rd and 10. We need to convert, and we layer it in there. That's Kwanzaa Dillard Morris gone for the touchdown. That's exactly what we're looking for here. Big play by the Sharks. This offense finally gets something going. We're in a huge hole, and if we want to come back, we need a miracle. We need our defense to finally figure it out as we're heading into halftime. We need our offense to get big plays like that, because dinking and dunking it down the field is just not going to work. We open up with the ball in the second half, which is good news. And honestly, we're going to have to pass our way out of this as Tajani Gardner is scrambling, checks it down, picks up a couple on 3rd down. Kind of a dumb decision. It's going to bring up a 4th and 8, and he's going to have a wide open receiver. That's Dillard Norris converting, keeping this drive alive. We're going to have to be aggressive and keep our foot in the gas in the second half, as that's a read option pull and a pretty good run. And you can see we lost our left guard, Liam Warner, to injury. He's going to come back eventually, but for now, we're going to keep him out of the game here on 3rd down and 4. It's a check down. That's Urich Harris getting nowhere. It's going to be 4th and 3, and again, we're going for this. We need to, as Tajani Gardner drops in the pocket, throws it up, and Dillard Norris can't come down with it through contact. Luckily, our defense appears to have done pretty well and forced a 3rd and 10 here past the 50, and that's going to be a sack. Big play there. That's what we're looking for from Antoine Keys. But now we need our offense to get going here on 1st and 10. Gardner's on the move. He's just going to check it down, and that's a good first down to Urich Harris. If we can get Gardner on the move, he might be a little better. He is short, so I notice his accuracies are not as good over the middle, as again, he checks it down. That's a big first down from Urich Harris. He's already over 300 yards passing in this game. He really hasn't been the issue, as he finds Kwanzaa Dillard Norris for a huge play down inside of the 30-yard line. But it's 3rd and 2. We need to convert. Here's Urich Harris, gets a carry, and he will do just that for us, keeping this drive alive and keeping any small hope we have left alive. On 1st down, we're going to take a shot to the end zone, and that one falls incomplete. Reynolds couldn't come down with it. 2nd down, it looks like we're going to throw a screen, and that's Urich Harris wide open. He has a shot to get into the end zone, but they're going to push him out at the 3. That's okay. 1st and goal is good. We go to Urich Harris, give him the carry this time, and they bottle him up. On the ground has been pretty much non-existent, so we go to the read option, hand it off, and Urich Harris gets stood up again. 3rd and goal. We're going to go play action. We're going to pass this time. We're sick of risking it, and that's going to be a touchdown. We find our backup tight end, number 81, Errol Brick Jr., for the touchdown on that play. That was very important for us. We got a small chance, and we're closing the gap now. But we need this 2-point conversion, as we are going to convert and find our man here in the end zone. That's what we're looking for. It's going to be a 16-point ball game, which means if we can get some stops and 2 touchdowns, we need 2 2-point conversions, but we can still win this, as on 3rd and 1, we stand up, the quarterback, make the play, and give ourselves a shot, as Antoine Keys is going to miss some time. 2nd and 9, Gardner goes underneath. That was a high pass, but it was a great catch by Quinn Gamble, and he recovers and gets us the 1st down. But it's 3rd and 10 here at the end of the 3rd quarter, and that pass was nearly intercepted. But there's a flag. Do we have some hope? I don't know. They're celebrating, and they call pass interference on him. That's exactly what we're looking for. That turns into a big play for the Sharks. We're down 16, but we got a shot. We've been able to pass the ball, and our defense has been great at stopping the pass. It's been the run that's been the issue in this game, and unfortunately, we need them to stop it, as it's 2nd and 11 for us. Our offense has a shot. We get that 1st down. Big play there. We love to see Urich Harris contributing as we go underneath on 2nd down. Find Dillard Norris, get another 1st down. We're driving here. 1st and 10 at about the 15. We get Gardner on the move. He checks it down. Good completion. We get out of bounds. That sets up a 2nd and short as we hand it off. Eric Harris is going to get bottled up. It's going to be 3rd and inches here. We go back to Eric Harris, and he's stuffed again. That's 4th and 1. We need this conversion. Come on, Eric, as we're going to go right back to him, and he's going to get it for us. That's what we needed. 1st and goal here. We're going to go 5 wide, look to pass, and we throw a pick at the goal line. I mean, Zura Smith Jr. couldn't really do anything there to get in front of him. It was a bad read by Tajani Gardner. Luckily, we have the judicials backed up, so maybe we can get a safety and make this comeback a little bit easier. We'll have to see, though, as they toss it here on a jet sweep, and that was our chance. We completely missed it with number 52, Vincent Simmons Jr., and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 where they hand it off, and they convert that, keeping this drive alive. That's really going to hurt us as it allows them to keep running this clock down, and they toss a pitch to their fullback, and he's going to get the edge and get a 1st down. Our defense is in shambles right now as it's a read option, and that's going to be a fumble. We have a chance to get on top of it, and I think we did manage to do it. That's going to give us our opportunity with 6:20 left in this ball game. Huge recovery there. I don't know who got it. I couldn't tell, but I love it, man, as we go down the field and Quinn Gamble makes a tough catch. That'll set us up with a 1st and goal here. That's what we're looking for. They actually call it 1st and 10 from the 10, and we take a shot to the end zone, and we couldn't get Gamble to make that catch. That's okay. 2nd and 10. Step up in the pocket. Gardner's going to run spin, and he fumbles the ball. Luckily, we get back on top of it. But it's still 3rd and 10. It's like that last play never happened. Gardner goes underneath, and he's going to hit Eric Harris for the touchdown. We need a 2-point conversion, and we are within striking distance in this game, despite how terrible we have played. It's all up to this play. Gardner's gonna find his man. That throw wasn't great, but Dillard Norris made the catch. That's gonna make this an 8-point ball game. Our defense needs 1 stop with 5 minutes left, and CC McKenzie gets thrown to the ground, allowing the running back to take off down the sideline. We can't catch up to him. That's gonna be a touchdown. We immediately give up a score, and it's all because CC McKenzie got tossed like a rag doll down by the line of scrimmage. I know he's our corner, but come on, man. We needed you to make this play. It's going to be a tough comeback now here for the Sharks as Gardner on 2nd downs looking to pass. He has his man wide open, but there's a flag, and you can see it. It's on us. They're going to back it up. This is where it feels like the computer said, look, you got close. You made it interesting, but too bad. Your team sucks. Deal with it. 2nd and 20 now. Gardner, he's hot. He nearly threw a pick, though. He's lucky. He tried to get greedy and run the same play back-to-back, but now it's 3rd and 20. We at least need something, but we can't even get the pass off without taking a hit, so that was going to force us into a 4th and 20 try here. Basically a Hail Mary. We chuck it up, and Kwanzaa Dillard Norris couldn't come down with it. We went to him because he's tall, and he's been effective for us, but with 4:33 left in the game, we need a Hail Mary, and the ball comes out, but the judicials get back on top of it, and that basically is going to limit our shots as they're going to throw a little toss, and that goes nowhere. It's 3rd and 6, but they're draining the clock here. They're going to go to a speed option, and we get him down. We stop him. Good play here from our defense. And, you know, we're going to hold him to 3, but it's now 48-30. It's an 18-point ball game all over again. We have no way of coming back in just about 3 minutes, but we're going to try with Tajani Gardner. And look at that, man. He threw a pick. He got aggressive. It didn't really work out there. You know, what can you say? It wasn't our day. A minute 15 left in this game. They're going to tack on another field goal and make this a 51-30 loss. It's a 21-point ball game that we end up losing to an FCS opponent. I didn't think we were this bad, and now I really don't think we're going to win it all this season. The point of me making this team was to make it tough for us to be good, but holy cow, I didn't expect this out of them. A 51-30 loss to FCS Southeast. Like, wow. I'm really disappointed in how this one went. We had a pretty good day passing the ball, but we couldn't run, and I thought this was an opponent we'd be able to run on, honestly. But, you know, at the same time, we also really shot ourselves in the foot, as they say. We had 3 interceptions and 4 touchdowns from Tajani Gardner. We can't be doing that. We can't have our best running back averaging 1.5 yards per carry. We had a great day through the air with Dillard Norris, 145 and a score. Gamble had a good day, our tight end with 86. We had a touchdown from Eric Harris, who actually caught a few passes and was effective in the pass game, but we need more from the ground game. Jimmy Berry and Antoine Keys led us with 8 tackles. Kieran Thompson had 7. We had 6 TFLs from Keys. He was incredible. 4 from Berry, 3 from Winger, 2 from Simmons Jr., 2 from Logan, 2 from May, 2 from so many. Like, we had a ton of TFLs. But the problem is, when we didn't get a TFL, we couldn't stop them. Antoine Keys had 2.5 sacks, a sack from Berry, and half a sack from Jamari Logan. We didn't get any turnovers, of course. We had 1 pass deflection, but they couldn't really throw the ball against us. Like, our pass D was good, but we just couldn't stop the run, so at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. We ended up with a couple players of the week, but I'm not that excited about having them. We do get an upgrade for Coach Quincy Kongbo, and of course, we're going to go into Motivator, and we have 2 upgrades here, so we're going to go to the running backs, and we're going to do both upgrades there and get into tier 3, which is put in work, which is what we're aiming for. Taking a look at recruiting, we're doing pretty good with Keenan Mills, our 4-star quarterback we're going after. Randy Scruggs, we're in the lead. We got a big lead there. Tavon Amizi, same thing. We got a good lead on Mateo Galdonado, along with Amani Nagy. So things are looking really good for our 4 stars. Javier Eddy, we're doing good. Amani Akinola done, we're doing good. Lonnie Biggs, we took the lead finally on him. DeAndre Courtney, not so good, but that's okay. He's our 3rd option. We got the lead for Damian Hooks and Alex Willikis as well, another center option. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how recruiting's going, but gameplay hasn't been very good. Next up, we got our rivals, FIU, and they have a big advantage over us, and I think we're probably going to lose. You're going to see multiple games in the next episode. I don't know how many. We're going to figure it out as we go. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.